Howdy y'all, Matt here. We've got a big project that we're starting today. We are going to be growing our own turkey feed. The prices of feed have gone through the roof, making raising chickens and turkeys for meat cost prohibitive. So we are going to turn this into this. And we're gonna show you how we do it. As always, thanks for watching the video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so you can keep up with what we've got going on. Hope you enjoy this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. I'm shredding the pasture right now, and then I'm gonna come back with a cultivator, a tiller, and I'm gonna break up the ground a bit, and then I'm gonna put some lime on there, and then I'm gonna put some seed on there. I've gotten seed to plant on this pasture. I got about 200 pounds of seed. I've got buckwheat, millet, sorghum, and cowpeas. I'm estimating I'm gonna need around 6,000 pounds of feed for these 80 turkeys to raise them to slaughter. And I wanna try and drop that down to about 2,000 pounds if possible. All right guys, so I got 1,000 pounds of lime here, and this is gonna go on the pasture. Lime is great for equalizing your pH, especially if you have a lower pH in your pasture. The other thing that lime does is it kind of reduces toxins in the soil. So we are going to drive through the pasture applying this. I got to figure out what the rate of application is going to be. I want to make sure I don't dump all of it before I'm ready. All right, so we're going to try this again. I had to go get another machine because the one that I had gotten initially was busted. The conveyor wasn't moving through and the lime was not getting distributed. So unfortunately, there's a pretty good storm coming right now. This is not ideal, but I'm gonna try and get it all out. Hopefully we don't get gully washed and lose everything that I'm putting out here. Fingers crossed. All right, here we go. Hopefully it works. Back with the cultivator, the tiller, and I'm getting the pasture nice and broken up so that way we can put seed on there. I've got to go get some inoculant for the cowpeas. The buckwheat, sorghum, and millet, they don't require inoculation, so I'm just gonna have to do that with the cowpeas. And then we'll get all these guys planted here hopefully in the next couple days and get these crops growing. Hopefully they'll be able to mature and produce seed in plant matter so that our turkeys will be able to feed off that in part once they're big enough to go out on pasture, and I don't have to worry about them getting picked up by a hawk or a raccoon coming out and running off with one of the young colts. All right, y'all, I got this pasture nice and tilled up and it is ready for seed. I looked at the weather and we're supposed to get rain I think on Thursday. It's Tuesday evening right now, and if I have a chance, I'm going to try and broadcast seed out sometime tomorrow. I've been kind of looking at the pasture and the composition of the soil. Mostly it's sandy loam as the soil I've got here. I mean, it's got a nice color to it, and I think there's going to be good nutrients in it. But hopefully what we'll do is we'll get a bunch of these crops to grow. And they're going to be nitrogen fixers, especially the cowpeas. So they're going to add nitrogen back into the soil. And once the turkeys pick at it and eat what they're going to eat, I can till that back into the soil, or at least shred it and leave it on top. That'll break down, add more nutrients to the soil. But the hope is that we're going to see it build up and become really nice soil to plant our crops in. Lord, help this crop grow. It is Friday afternoon and I am done with work for the week, and so I'm going to try and get seed on this pasture that we've plowed up, and hopefully it'll all go well. I'm going to hook up the seed spreader to the tractor. I've got to mix up my seed. I'm planting them in 2 different stages. I'm going to do the cowpeas separately because those have to be inoculated and they're quite a bit bigger than the other seeds. I'll do the millet, sorghum, and buckwheat together. And yeah, hopefully I can figure out the spread rate on this spreader, because you don't want to run out. You can always go back and go over it again, but you cannot take the seed that you've already thrown out and get it on parts of the pasture where you didn't make it. Okay, so that is the millet, the brown top millet. Pretty small seed. The sorghum is here, and that's quite a bit bigger. And then the last one here is the buckwheat. And those are cool. Those are like little, almost pyramid-shaped seeds. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty well stratified throughout there. I think that'll work. Now I just got to figure out how to get that barrel into the back of that seeder. I don't know if I can lift it. Yeah, I can't get my arms around it to get a good grip. I guess I could scoop it. That's what I have to do. All right, so it's in the hopper, and we're gonna head down to the pasture and start seeding it here in just a moment. All right, so that, ooh, that's way high. All right, I think that is probably good. We'll fire it up and see what it looks like. See some seeds, but I don't see a ton. I know it's coming out. All right, may just make a couple rounds like this. I'd rather throw out less than I need than more than I need. Now I'm running back up to the house. I'm gonna get the cow peas. I'm gonna get those inoculated. Same way with the other seeds. I put them in the barrel and rolled them around. I'm gonna do the same thing to those cow peas. And now I'll get them out here and I'll get those seeded into the pasture as well. And then we pray for rain. That didn't work so well. Now these are a lot bigger. This is the inoculant. This is a nitrogen fixing bacteria that is going to hang on to the roots of the cowpeas, and it's going to help it fix the free nitrogen that's in the air, making it, you know, available in the soil. So yeah, we're going to dump that in here. Well, I've got it on there pretty good. You can tell it's on there. You can see the beans are coated with that dark brown powder. So we can go ahead and throw that in the seeder. All right, got them dumped in here. It's quite a bit less of this than the other seed, so Have to make sure to budget this well as I'm driving across the pasture. All right, y'all, now it's time for the crimper. I've got the crimper on the 3-point of the tractor now. And basically what this is gonna do, it's a really heavy wheel. And as I roll along the pasture, this is going to kind of push those seeds into the ground, at least some of them. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna roll over the whole pasture, kind of compact that down a bit, and hopefully get those seeds down low enough so that way they can germinate and they won't get scorched by the sun. It's pretty hot today. I think it's around 90. Summer's coming in Texas, so hope you're ready if you're in Texas. Okay, so now that we've gotten this whole pasture done, the thing we got to do is we got to pray for rain. Good. We want kind of the soaking rain, not just the torrential downpour. Torrential downpour will wash the seed out, whereas a nice soaking rain, it's going to settle it in and it's going to give it the water it needs to germinate. Okay, so yesterday I planted all this seed, and then last night we had quite the storm. The good thing was it was just a lot of wind. It wasn't a gully washer, so it didn't wash all my seed out, but it saturated the ground really well. Next week, it's supposed to rain a bit every day. So this is exactly what I wanted. Yeah, don't get much better than that. That's called answered prayer right there. I love it. It's looking great. Everything's coming up. The cowpeas are sprouting up like crazy. I see sorghum seeds that have sprouted, and I see millet seeds that have sprouted. I've also seen the buckwheat seeds that have sprouted, although they're harder to see. They look like little black rocks, whereas the sorghum seeds are kind of like a orangey pink, and the cowpeas are just big. So yeah, it's looking great. I am thrilled. Behind me you can see everything's growing pretty thick and lush. There's several different plants here that I've planted. Again, it's sorghum, millet, cowpeas, and buckwheat. I'll show you each of the plants, that way you can see what each one looks like. The millet and the sorghum, I don't think I can tell apart, but there may be somebody that could tell them apart. I can't, at least not right now. Maybe I'll learn. So let me show you what you got here. Okay, these plants here with these little white flowers, that's the buckwheat. So that's growing pretty well. You can see it kind of throughout the pasture here. All the little white flowers. There's also been a lot of bees coming to those flowers as well, which is very good. I'm very happy about that. Now here, these are, I believe, the sorghum or the millet. I can't tell which is which. I think that there's this plant here, and then I think these are a different one. So that may be the sorghum, and this may be the millet, or other way around. But we've got plenty of that. It's pretty lush and growing pretty thick. The other plant that we've got are cowpeas. Cowpeas have been a little slower to take off, shockingly, because usually these legumes are pretty quick. But there's some cowpeas down here. I'm hoping that they're not going to get shaded out. Some of them look a little rough. The other thing you can see in the pasture is that there's areas like right here that are not quite as thick, and I think that's because the soil was just not as fertile. And then there's some areas way up there where it's very, very thick, and I think we just had some really fertile ground there. Hopefully we can build into this ground. This is the whole idea of regenerative farming, that what we do will add value back into the land, add nutrients back into the soil. So that's our goal, and that's what we're gonna aim for. So I'm sitting in the pasture to kind of give you a little bit of a perspective of how tall this stuff is. I'm sitting down, and this is about Little over 5 weeks after planting. So this stuff grows really, really quick. The other thing that is really exciting, if you look here behind me, you can see that this, it's starting to produce the seeds. It's growing up and it's gonna have the head of the grain that we're raising. I think we still have a little bit to go to prove that this is successful, but I think that we're well on our way and hopefully are gonna be able to grow us some great feed for our turkeys and offset our feed costs. So if you've got land and you've got the ability to grow your own feed, I'd highly encourage it. I think it's something worth trying, and hopefully it will save you some money. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was informative and helpful. And again, don't forget to subscribe and give us a little thumbs up on there. Thanks so much. Y'all take care.